Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Into TGIF to you all? I don't know. Things are acting really funky around here. I got to mash a button like 4 times before it actually triggers. What the hell is going on around here? Welcome to the Ironworx right here on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. My name is Josh Corey. We are still sans Walter, though he may be sleeping. We did get a chance to talk to him this week, and he is doing better. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that he comes sliding in at some point. What'd you say, Zachary?
Yeah, I just said, he sounds a lot better.
Yes, he does.
He said what he and Shell had, it was just pretty draining more than anything. So it wasn't super horrible for him. He's getting through it. I think it was because the little man they got running around the house was having that surgery, and I know he and Shell, they love those cats. And I think they had stressed themselves out so much that, it'll weaken your immune system. So, I mean, caring for others is so important and, a great thing, but you got to care for yourself as well. And I know stress is a hard one. It's a hard one to, you can go take some pill that'll put you off into la la land, act like a zombie. But yeah, what do you do for stress, Josh?
I smoke a lot of weed. No, but for real, that is my coping mechanism. Like it or not.
Me too.
That's the only thing I've found that doesn't fuck with me further down the road or cause negative effects in other areas of my life. And I guess you could say that cannabis certainly even has done that in and of itself throughout my life, but that's just the negative stigma put on it. And that's why it's become so important to me that, that stigma gets broken.
Slowly but surely, reefer madness is dying, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
The idea that you can be stoned and successful, I think, is really starting to enter that public consciousness where it just wasn't there at all prior to that. So yeah, I don't know. I'll be real curious to see just how many people actually start using cannabis for their stress and medical issues, psychological issues, and all the other things that it does to improve areas of your life. I just see more and more people taking to growing your own medicine, which is the way of the future. It's the absolute way of the future.
Which is what we'll be talking about this evening. Is it not?
It is exactly what we're going to be talking about this evening. And I think it's going to be a great conversation because it's such an easy hobby to get into. You know what? From what I've seen, it's probably a pretty easy hobby to get out of too. It's of all the people that start growing their own medicine, I bet you 60% of them don't continue it. Just through ignorance and lack of research or impatience or just black thumb. Exactly. There's all sorts of different reasons why you may not be able to grow your own medicine. And I guess having a black thumb is definitely one of them. So we're going to have David M. on tonight to talk about some of this indoor medicinal growing because he has been killing it, just knocking it out of the ballpark. And he's got it in such a way that it's the cheapest way possible. I mean, the absolute cheapest. He's using a no-till soil that he just reuses over and over and over again. Like 6 years.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that permaculture, is that how he's doing it? Yeah, no-till. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it takes a couple years to get it established. I'm sure people are figuring out ways to do it even quicker. But it's amazing. Have you seen that Back to Eden? I think it's called. About the guy who was trying to get this permaculture spread, the idea of permaculture gardens.
I remember starting it. I don't know that I watched the whole thing, but I do remember starting it a while back.
The fruits and vegetables that come out of his garden, because there's so much moisture down in the soil, he doesn't even have to water his garden usually. There's just so much moisture that's trapped underneath the layer of wood chips that the fruits and vegetables, when a bug goes and bites into it, so much water comes pouring out of the fruit that the bug would drown if it tried to keep eating. Like, he broke open, this kid bit into a strawberry and water just came pouring out of the big hole in the center. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain what this actually does. It's like healthier food. You know, if your food is not healthy and can't fight off bugs and this and that, is it really that healthy for you? Eating a food that's sick as it's growing, kind of, maybe not sick, but not, as beneficial as it can be. Isn't that our goal of gardening, is to grow the healthiest things you can?
You would think you want that hardiness to the plant. You want it to be able to withstand some temperature variations and some stress, some environmental stressors. You want it to be able to survive. You don't want to have to be able to grow it in some sterile environment where everything is just this fragile ecosystem and the slightest little variance throws everything out of whack and everything dies. No, you want it to be able to withstand some disease and some stress and things for it to be able to keep on living. It grows bigger, grows stronger. In fact, a lot of those stressors improve the health of the plant as long as you can do it in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
There's good stress and bad stress.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of trimming back. I mean, we'll talk cannabis here. A cannabis plant will grow, 20 feet tall. If it has the right, everything.
Yep.
Here. But in Indiana, I mean, we had Cannabis Road, it was called. They used to grow hemp all over Indiana back in the 40s for the war. I mean, right along railroad tracks and right along roads that led up to railroad tracks, especially they would do it, not a whole field of it, but in the ditches, right along the side of the road. In Stark County, Indiana, there's 22,000 miles of ditches that were dredged to turn a big lake into a bunch of farmland. And then they route all the water into the Kankakee and the Yellow River, and then it meets up at the edge of the county and all flows out of the county. But yeah, it was all underwater at one time. And just think about that, 22,000 miles. That's almost, going around the equator. 22,000 miles of just ditches that were dredged along the sides of highways, cutting farmers' fields up. But yeah, and they grew hemp all along those. You can go there today and there's still cannabis road, they call it. You just go down and you see pot plants, huge pot plants, 10 feet tall on both sides of the road in the late summertime. But yeah, I mean, if you give a cannabis plant the right things, Martin Liedtke showed pictures of just fields 20 feet tall and fields just like miles long, like farther than you could see beyond the horizon, just fields of cannabis. So yeah, it's everywhere around here, that's for sure, or up north. And the plants can get huge, and that's without watering them or doing anything. But if you trim them back a little bit, like Josh has learned how to do, instead of having like 4 or 5 real long stalks that go 10 feet tall and have 5 huge buds at the end of them, you can turn that into 20 or 30 little stalks all coming, from one, and only have it be a couple feet tall and get 20 or 30 big buds on it. So yeah, it's, it's almost hurting a plant. You're cutting it, you're trimming it, but it gets stronger and healthier. And I don't know, this place is amazing. It really is. I did a video yesterday just walking around out in the garden and just awestruck at how the creator created this place. Nobody should be hungry. I have a bunch of beans out there right now that a lot of them went bad. Bugs got into them. If I would have picked them at the end of the year, I did already. I have plenty of bean seeds from those. But you can get, from one row of beans, 20 feet long, you can get 5-6 big pots of beans. You can make 50 jars of beans, cans of beans, and then have 1,000 seeds over at the end of the year that you didn't even use that you can use to plant next year. All from a handful of seeds. Something you can carry around in your pocket could feed you for a year. Nobody should be starving. I'm sorry, I don't know why I got off into that.
Well, it's important. Because nobody should be starving. We should be able to grow enough food for ourselves and a loved one. And if you and a loved one each grow enough food for yourselves and a loved one, well, you have an abundance of food.
And then the guy on the street whose farm got eaten by the deer or this or that, you can help him out. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. What does it say? I mean, I think that's the reason that the Catholic Church changed the Lord's Prayer. Because no Bible says it the way that the Catholics say it. How I was brought up to say it, how my mom was brought up to say it. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. No. It goes way bigger than trespassing. Trespassing is what? Cutting through someone's land without their permission? Okay, yeah, that's, forgivable. I mean, people can forgive that, no problem. But if you look at the words, it says, forgive us our debts as we forgive those indebted to us. Now that's a lot bigger. That's like there is no bank. There is no, no need for money. That's what it's saying. We don't need this stuff to say, oh, well, I gave you this last week, so you owe me this much. No, you forgive that stuff. Like every week. But I don't, the church is so wrapped up in money and this and that and trying to steer the, society the way it wants it to be. Yeah, the real Lord's Prayer has nothing to do with trespassing. It's supposed to mean so much more, but I've never heard any church say it that way. Not that I'm a big churchgoer, but I've never heard any church I've been to, a handful, none of them have said the Lord's Prayer correctly. Makes you wonder.
Catch-22 in chat says violation of property is a trespass, including the violation of rights, which is sort of the thoughts I was trying to formulate. That forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us is not necessarily, crossing that single property line, but probably can be used in a bit more hyperbolic way. The same way that debts and debtor can. It doesn't necessarily have to include money. You can become indebted to people for lots of other reasons. And it's nice and easy just to include debt and debtor to sort of all-encompassing wrap up that idea. And I think trespass does sort of work the same way if you can use it and apply it as hyperbole. But my God, that's a slippery slope when you have to start trying to apply your own personal interpretations there into the Bible.
Yeah. Did you happen to catch that David Wilcox video interview?
I did not.
By Wakey Wakey? I saw a lot of people saying that I had never seen it before. But people saying, oh, I remember this one. Like it was an old one. So I'm not sure if it's old or if it's new. But he was just crying about flat Earth. Of course there was no, intellectual statement why it's not flat. It was, oh, that's stupid. These people are troglodytes. Blah, 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 blah. And it was just real sad to hear somebody that, an intelligent guy, but his whole ideology of this place and life deals with, bases on Mars and this and that and all this, the secret space program and blah, 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 blah. And he's built all his teachings around this heliocentric nonsense that, to me, it just looked like death throes. Death throes of a guy who built everything around a heliocentric model and is now refusing to let it go. Yeah, it was just sad to me. Okay, Ian in chat is saying, yeah, it has been around a few years. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I had never seen that one before. I know it was a Wakey Wakey. That guy does some amazing interviews and stuff like that. So I hope David Wilcox has come around and, seen the light, so to say. Because I know there was a lot of people that were really into David Wilcox. Bob was one of them. I think he even met him at a conference or whatnot and chatted with him a little bit. But yeah, it's just sad, these people who are all about open-mindedness and, they know the government's lying and they just turned left at Albuquerque. They didn't take the right. But there's always time to get back on that path. So I hope he has. But yeah, it was weird seeing somebody from like a truther movement. Well, I think it's because it was a couple years ago too. I bet today it would be a little bit different. At least the way he handled the interview, calling flat earthers troglodytes and all this other stuff. I don't know. I really don't watch David Wilcox. I never really have. I never even heard his name before Bob was talking about him. Yeah, it's just sad seeing these really well-known, fringe researchers kind of get really upset when this comes around. I don't know. It's we'll see. But see, those are the people you would expect. It's like, come on, we need you people. We were already fighting. Someone saying, yes, David Wilcox showed his true colors on FE. Okay. Well, I hope it's a good color. And he's not still, crying about it. So how about these Canadian truckers?
How about them truckers?
So many provinces of Canada have stopped the restrictions now. And they are calling out everybody, even people on his own side of the parliament, are calling him out, saying this is just dumb. What is he doing? He's acting like a child. He actually got up and left in the middle of one of their parliament things. So, yeah, I don't see this lasting too much longer there. Hopefully. And their tactics, going and calling these people terrorists. These are families out there playing nice songs. They're saying they're Nazis or Confederate soldiers. I mean, this shows you how brainwashed they have some of these people. Or, like his brother-in-law said, Justin, dude, what are you doing? You're not like this. Whatever they have on you can't be as bad as what you're doing. That sounds like somebody kind of in the know. Whatever they have on you, and he didn't specify who they were.
But just that A, there was somebody there, and B, they had something on Justin that Justin needed to acquiesce to their bidding.
Yeah, did you hear that speech he gave back when his father died, his father's eulogy? Talking about going to some secret base in the North Pole with his dad and going and seeing him dressed up in the red robe with the white trim and blah, blah, blah. And he knew how special his dad was at that moment. I guess there's something they do up there in some base up in northern Canada where it's like one of these secret societies that they all dress up like Santa.
I was going to say they build toys and deliver them once a year. Is that what they do on this secret base? In the North Pole with the red robes and the white trim? Come on. You're not fooling me. Not anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, though. He was talking like his dad was Santa Claus, and then somebody was showing how they have like some fraternal order that does that. One of these secret societies that's all about dressing up like Santa at the North Pole bases for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, why not? Why the hell not? Because that's going to bring us to the end of the whole first segment. Look at that. The first half of the first half is over. But thanks you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Friday morning. I assume it's beautiful. It's still freaking dark out there.
65 today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty nice around here too. Stick around. We still got 3 more of these segments ahead. We'll let Chris play some commercials, make some money, and we'll be right back.
social problems be kind of like professional disasters. So, for example, if I know that I've been late a few times, in a social sense, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. Oh, I'll arrive late. You know, I gotta make an entrance, and you're used to that in a social setting, and people are saying, hey, Jabari, don't be late, man. You're like, all right, no problem. I'll show to the party on time next time. Yeah. Social issue becomes a professional disaster because if you're late in that social sense, when you're late as a professional, you can miss out on an opportunity. People will see that you're coming in late, so they may limit the recommendations they have for other people, for you to other people, and then it just doesn't show good for your brand. So to circumvent that, it's find out what your social problems are, so to speak. What do you do, maybe internally or with friends that people have told you there's a problem, and fix it there, so that it doesn't affect you and become a professional disaster.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured TruthFrequencyRadio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality. Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/sign-up. Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
If there's something you want to achieve, you can achieve any freaking thing you want as long as you know what the goal is. That's why goal posters or goal boards or even just telling someone what your goals are, writing them down is so important, because once you can identify your goal, it makes it so much easier to work towards it. And that's something that I think our children are not being taught in the school system right now, is how to set a proper goal. It's like, hey, what do you want to achieve? Well, the teacher gave me these things I want to achieve. Okay, well, what's that going to do for you? Well, I don't know. The teacher said I had to do it. Okay, that's great, but it doesn't teach them the logical thought process or the creative thinking process to develop a goal and then reverse engineer what they need to do to accomplish that goal. And we need more of that true goal setting in our society. Otherwise, we just have a bunch of sheep who have no idea what they're doing. They're just bumbling around. Don't be a sheep, be a goat. They're more creative and adventurous anyways. Be an ornery goat.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR, your protection from deception.
Thank God it's Friday. And welcome back. Still got the weird latency on all my buttons. What the hell? It's so weird. It's like everything's a little mushy, where it takes just a couple milliseconds for things to actually happen when I press the buttons.
Quit being mushy on Josh's computer.
Quit being mushy on my computer. Stupid mushy computer.
I found this article, and we're going to help with this one. So, Facebook Metaverse forces avatars 4 feet apart as groups wreak virtual havoc. So where's Hoary Sheet? I need Hoary Sheet. How do I grope somebody in the metaverse? It says, where does it say it? Okay. Suffered massive problems since its inception. Sexual harassment. Despite a niche audience and the fact that avatars don't even have legs, gropers are running wild in Horizon's world. But there's a plan to stop it. So they're 6 feet in everybody, but it's 4 feet in the metaverse because Corona's not as strong digitally yet. But yeah, 4 foot zones around your meta person because of how do you grope somebody in virtual reality? I even asked Hori, you're gonna have to go check Skype. I asked you this question when I found this article. I was like, okay, wait a minute. If anybody knows how to grope somebody in VR, Hori Sheet would have figured this out by now. Not saying he would have done it, but he would have figured it out. So yeah, we need some help.
Is that a Windows
Crouch
setting
in games
or something?
He's saying the abuse is, ever since they gave characters the ability to crouch in games, people started teabagging rampantly.
That's true.
Oh, that's so funny. I mean, really, you're in a virtual world. It's not like they kill your avatar and you have to go back to start or anything like that. I mean, groping? Really?
Right?
I just don't get it.
If you don't like the fact that my character groped somebody, chop his fucking head off. Shoot him in the fucking brains. And I'll restart? I mean, what the fuck? It's not.
Do they have meta jail yet? Your character would just have to sit in jail. You could go in and
that's a little
hit the
too
yard for like an
Inception-y.
hour a day.
It's too Inception-y, considering Meta is the jail itself.
I could see Hori in there with the orange jumpsuit on his avatar doing push-ups, working out in the yard. Oh, Flat Earthers are meeting up in VR. Alan Holman, production manager. He said he met Hori in VR just the other week.
Shout out to Alan. Alan's been having to change his schedule up and hasn't been able to join us very often. So we do appreciate it every time we get to see Alan in chat. If you see him, count yourselves lucky. Because he's a busy, busy man. Especially doing things that make it hard for him to join us at this time of day.
Oh, man. So there's a rumor going around, folks, that Joe Biden is giving out crack pipes to crackheads. Now, when your opponent is digging themselves into a hole, you don't fill it with horse shit for them. It took 10 seconds to go fact check this to find out what was in these kits. And we have, congressmen or senators saying this stuff from, the Republican side. Oh, they're giving out crack pipes. They're trying to keep everybody down, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Which, if they were giving out crack pipes, yeah, I could see that. But they're not.
It's not as though it wasn't the CIA that brought us crack to begin with. You don't get to say, oh, the president's handing out crack pipes. The fucking CIA introduced crack to the United States. If it wasn't for the CIA, would there even be fucking crack pipe to begin with? Well, probably somebody would learn to freebase before then, but still. Here's crack, and oh my God, you have a crack pipe? You're giving out free crack pipes for the crack that you gave them? We give them crack and you give them crack pipes, you ass?
So what is really in these, I don't even know what they're calling them. Let me see real quick here. This is from the Miami Herald.
And sorry, just because Ford makes an Eddie Bauer edition truck doesn't mean that they're just giving away Eddie Bauer stuff, right? So just because President Biden creates one of these kits specially for his son Hunter doesn't mean that everybody gets a crack pipe, right? There's a special edition. Sure, maybe some of you can pay the extra money and get the crack pipe edition.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
So they're called the safe smoking kits and supplies, which the name kind of does, safe smoking kit, but really there's a clean syringe in there, some alcohol wipes, a fentanyl test strip, some lip balm. It's pretty much stuff to try to stop addicts from spreading diseases to each other. Now, yeah, it'd be great to take all that money and allocate it to helping people, but you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped, folks. I'm sorry. There's always going to be crackheads and heroin addicts, and and hopefully, the creator willing, all of them will overcome it and be stronger when it's done. We have these people in society. Do they need help? Yes, they do. To me, I think this is a good thing that the Democrats and Biden are doing. So why would you pick out something that's good and then lie about it to try to make it look bad when they're already shooting themselves? I mean, they've shot themselves in both feet, both knees, both shoulders. Why are you doing surgery on them right now, trying to help them or give them an out? I don't understand the Republican side of this whole, nonsense thing they're trying to pull. There's so much that you can be bitching about and moaning about. Why even bring this up? I think this is, I don't know, like giving them an out or a buffer or, something to say, oh, look how dumb we are right now. I don't know. But yeah, the left is really tanking in this country. Bad. I mean, they're turning on each other now. So I don't know if this is a little, take a break for a second. We need to quit highlighting all your faults. Let's make the Republicans look stupid here for a second. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but attacking someone for trying to help addicts is not something that I would have done. How about you, Josh? Would you have gone down that route if you were in this horrible world of politics?
Oh, probably. I mean, if I was in this horrible world of politics, who's to say what sort of horrible, nasty, despicable, miserable things I'd be willing to do to my fellow human beings? That's just the nature of the beast. That's the rules of the game. Exactly why I am not in that world and why I try as little as possible to actually participate in that world. Although it's fun to, I don't know, check the sports page, watch the highlight reels every now and again, just so we can stop and point and make fun and see what kind of...
Go sports ball!
Yay, sports ball! Or politics, whatever.
What's the date? Is this weekend the Super Bowl? Or did they already play the Super Bowl? I don't know. I saw an article about wings. People are freaking out because there's not going to be enough wings for all the Super Bowl people.
And that's bullshit. There's plenty of wings. You just got to pay 4 times the price to get them. You can order all the fucking wings you want. Just got to pay a lot.
I was never a big fan of wings.
Me either. God, I'm just that lazy, though. That's been my entire issue with chicken wings is just, I'm not sure that I'm taking in enough calories to be able to keep eating chicken wings. You know what I mean? I prefer the
work you have to put in to eat them.
Right. I shouldn't have to burn that many calories just to take in some calories. Give me a boneless wing. Thank you very much. So we can just pop it in my mouth. On very rare occasion will I get the wild hair up my ass and decide, you know what? I'm in the mood for some chicken wings. But that's almost never.
We're going to be having the chicken breast tonight on the grill.
Oh.
Got the grill in yesterday. Now, I ordered one specifically that wasn't put together, right? I could have went straight to the place and just picked it up, already assembled. I like assembling stuff like that, so I know that it's done correctly. When you're dealing with propane and things like that, I want to make sure that everything's tightened the way it's supposed to be. And I don't like, it's just turning some screws and things like that. It's not hard to do. So I would rather do it because it only takes maybe 45 minutes, an hour. And then it's done right. They offered to send somebody out to assemble it here at the house. Guess how much they wanted to charge?
Sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Guess how much they wanted to charge to have somebody come out to the house and assemble a grill?
I'm not going to guess
45 minutes it took.
because you just told me this, so I'm going to refrain from guessing. So you may just have to tell people.
Okay. So everybody guess a number in your head real quick. Nope, you're wrong. $275 to come out and assemble a grill. Again, 45 minutes it took me. 45 minutes. And they wanted to charge $275 to come out and put this thing together. How do I get that job? But like Josh said, you're probably only getting paid $9 an hour to do it. The company's taking all that extra.
Yep.
But yeah, $275 to come out. Now, yeah, they'll put it together free because they pay people to come to the store and put them together. But if you want one shipped to your house, in the box and then assembled at your house, $275. David M. wins. Hey, all right, man. I will give you a...
We'll let you come on our show tonight.
Yeah, tonight. I was just saying, we'll give you lots of compliments this evening for winning. Oh, man.
Force Ghost Burt Reynolds says buffaloes don't have wings. I believe it was Vertex that said you just need a little bit of that Red Bull because apparently a little bit of synthetic cow urine will give you wings. So there's that.
And then, oh my goodness, I saw this one. This is from the 7th. Now, hold on to your seats. I'm going to give you some, groundbreaking information here, folks. Vitamin D or sunlight could be a piece of COVID-19's complex puzzle, Israeli scientists say, after a new study finds a link between deficiency and severe illness. You're just finding this out?
What the fuck? I watched the fucking thing play. I watched it play with complete silence. I'm like, that's weird. And then I heard it. What the fuck? Sorry. Yeah. Big shocker there.
Low levels of vitamin D prior to catching COVID were linked to a worse illness.
Huh?
No shit. You mean your body doesn't have the vitamins and minerals that your immune system needs? And that's going to hurt you? Vitamin D helps bolster the immune system to tackle viruses that attack the lungs, researchers said. Hey, researchers, you weren't taught this? I mean, weren't we all taught this in school? You need vitamin D, you need sunlight to, be healthy. So them telling everybody to stay in your house, could that have actually made people sicker? Would the government tell you something that isn't true? Like the exact opposite of what you should be doing? No.
We're worried people are going to be sick. So you need to stay out of the sun and you need to stress out about this stuff because we're the government and we're smart. So here's some stress and here's some fear and here's a vitamin D deficiency because we want you to be healthy. By the way, turns out increased vitamin D makes you healthy. Turns out a lack of stress and a lack of fear makes you healthy. It's almost as if the government doesn't help anybody. And
Yeah,
they're
they
just
couldn't
a
believe.
parasite.
Oh, sorry, Josh.
Nope, they're just a parasite. Sorry, that's a big long pause on my part. You go right ahead.
Yeah, they couldn't believe that half the people who were vitamin D deficient before getting COVID-19 developed severe illness compared to, listen to this, less than 10% of people who had sufficient levels of vitamin D in their blood. So less than 10% of the people have sufficient levels of vitamin D in their blood, according to, who took these tests or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So imagine that if people would have just walked outside for a half hour, 20 minutes a day and got some sunlight, you can even social distance if you want to. Go sit on your front porch or your back porch, whichever way the sun's shining. But did they tell people to do that you need sunlight during all this? Is this really a revelation to these people? Oh my God, we need the sun. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is beyond idiocracy. We're going backwards, folks. They're saying they're discovering things that we were taught when we were children. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. Oh, let's see what other stupid stuff they can tell us here. No.
No.
All stupid. I'm done with this. It's finally going away, I think. Maybe not so much in Canada. There's still some death throes going on there. But here in the U.S., you're seeing, how it used to be the anti-maskers. Everybody is so mad at people and giving them shit in grocery stores and this and that and just dirty looks and this and that. Now they're telling people not to give people dirty looks that are still wearing the mask. Yeah. People are fed up and done with this shit. And seeing that it's just nonsense. It's bullshit.
So did you see they're trying to organize one of these big convoys here in the U.S.? Like, I thought they already went north. I thought they went north like weeks ago. But they're trying to organize one like from California to D.C. and doing a bunch of other stuff. What's the fucking point? Like, aren't we already sort of over this hump of bullshit that they've been feeding us for the last 2 years? Aren't we already getting more intelligent and realizing that, well, shit, if the vaccines don't work like they wanted them to, and the masks don't work like they wanted them to, and turns out nothing really works like they wanted them to, I guess we just have to go on to living our lives. And people are realizing that and just doing it. It's not as though...
I mean, here in the U.S., we protested a different way.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go to work. We're still protesting. They told us, you have to be vaccinated to work. We said, hey, fuck you. Go find someone else to do this job. Disney has to close down. They can't offer their full stuff because they don't have enough workers in their food and entertainment industry.
And that's
because
the way
everybody has to be vaccinated.
Should have been that way in 1982. They should have said, you know what? We're done with this dumb fuck.
Yeah. But Disney has to close attractions because people will not get vaccinated to work there. Still. I mean, we're protesting, and we don't need a convoy to shut everything down and this and that. We're protesting in a different manner. We tried to do peaceful protests back in March of, 2020? We were out protesting peacefully all over the country, all over the world. People were protesting peacefully. And then George Floyd happened, and Antifa and BLM started, and then protesting was not allowed anymore because it was all violent protests. They were protesting the George Floyd murder in China, we were told. Give me a fucking break. Name one person that's been killed by the police in China. Name me one. We know what happens. Name me one.
What's the name of that one? Was she a gymnast or something? And I'm pretty sure they're using some of that AI meta technology in creating her 3D realistic looking avatar, because she accused one of the main Chinese officials of like sexual harassment or sexual impropriety of some sort, and then she fucking disappears, gone, and never to be heard from again, except several weeks later, out of nowhere, she comes and apologizes for making the accusations. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure with a little bit of research, we could probably start pulling out names of citizens that China's just fucking disappeared.
Oh, yeah, but are we going to protest that here? No. Does anybody in the United States give a fuck about that? No.
A little bit.
You think China
gave
a shit about George Floyd?
This is why nobody really is paying attention to the Winter Games that's going on in China right now, because we didn't send so many people over there. I mean, it's miserable conditions, because who the fuck wants to go to China? But even the whole regalia, the Olympic regalia that was supposed to go over there is not. And they're saying it's, due to human rights violations and stuff like this. Who the hell knows? But I mean, there are people willing to at least pay lip service to protecting those that cannot protect themselves from a overzealous and overreaching government such as China. And I mean, yeah, there's been some, I think, Buddhist monks that have even set themselves on fire and done a few things as a direct response to China and the things they're doing and have done as far as human rights violations. So there are
Buddhists don't play.
they don't play. They'll bust out some self-immolation right there in your front yard. I said, bring me your manager.
Lights the match. So I found this one. Oh, we got only a minute left. We'll get to this one when we get back. Scientists propose mission to Mars powered by giant laser on Earth. You can't make this shit up, folks, but someone did.
We'll put them on sharks, you see, and all the sharks will get lasers, and we'll power our rocket ship to Mars.
Laser. It says it'll get the spacecraft to Mars in just 45 days. Isn't it supposed to be like 2 years?
So just stare at this laser and we'll beam this into your eyeballs and tell you that it took 45 minutes to get to Mars, and you'll believe it. Scott Levelround asking if you could open up the phone lines because he's got some relative information to share regarding this conversation. And I say, why the F not? We will open up the call lines just on the other side of the break, because that's going to bring us right there to the end of the second half of the first half of the Ironworx. Right here, Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. You can also hear us right here on our Iron Realm Media YouTube channel, maybe D-Live, maybe Odyssey, maybe Facebook, maybe Twitter. Soon, maybe Rockfin? Interesting. Stick around. More coming up after this. We'll be back.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move. When you have a great melody, a song lasts forever.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes.
Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smart car, smartphone, or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Wow, that's a lot of people. Thank you. It's because we got. There's something about MAGA country, playing over again. We got, think America needs again. And by the way, there's the word disinformation. Think of it. And by the way, this is the most corrupt election. Think of it. You know what? I am not the one trying to undermine American democracy. I am the one trying to save American democracy. If you say it enough and keep saying it, they'll start to believe you. But you know, they say over and over and over. If you say it enough and keep saying it enough, they'll start to believe you. And by the way, we got. There's something about MAGA country, playing over again. We got, think America needs again. It's okay to get along with heads of other countries, don't you think? Trump was so friendly with Russia. Think of it. You know, they say it over and over on the fake news media. Oh, there's a lot of them. The media in this country is corrupt. Cameron just went off and keep saying it. They'll start to believe you. Two cameras just went off. I think it's one of my greatest achievements. They don't like it when I do. Oh, gee, I'm so surprised. And by the way, we got. There's something about MAGA country, playing over again. We got, think America needs again. They go and target.
You are now tuned into the Truth Frequency.
We are TFR. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Wake up!
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworks with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworks and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back to the second half of the Ironworks, kicking off right now, which does indeed make this the first half of the second half of the show. And sure, why not? We'll go ahead and open up the phone lines. That is 833 TFR Live. And there it is, just like that. Just that quickly. Good morning, caller. Thanks for calling the Ironworks. Who we got on the line this morning? Well, they're unmuted. So hard to say.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
See, I don't usually unmute. I don't usually take calls that fast. I'm not usually this on it in the morning. Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're freaking me out when you do that. Yeah. Anyway, it's Scott.
How you doing, Scott?
Level Realm. Still Level Realm.
How are you doing?
Doing good. But I'm doing good. I had a couple things, but I think Zach was talking about something we should. I think Zach was on to something there.
With what? Zach's been carrying my ass this whole show.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I've rambled a few times here. You got to be a little more specific.
I thought you had. I thought you had a space letter. I thought you had space letter. Is it my bad? Anyway, no. I'm calling in about Well, Zach was talking about a specific gardening technique, and I was really curious to see what you got feedback on. When you were talking about leaving the stems and like the on your lattice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the tomato plants and all that stuff I'll leave over the winter.
Yeah. When you were like, because you were like, you felt bad about this. This is just obviously a very specific thing, but I've always thought about that. I'm like, why do we should we take them out? You know what I mean? Like the dead parts.
Yeah, I mean, I always put it back in. Everything I take out, I usually burn it. To get out all the impurities.
Oh, yeah, you burn it?
Stuff. Yeah, and then I'll put it into my compost pile.
We do that too.
Yeah, but are we even supposed to do that? Should I just let it lay there on the ground and let the new plants grow up into that stuff? Kind of like having your ancestors around,
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But also, like leaving the stems on the lattice, so they will grow on the stems too. Though that's what I thought you were saying. But I guess because your video was breaking up because it was a live stream.
Yeah, being that far out in the backyard. Yeah, I'm away from the Wi-Fi router and all that. But exactly.
Yeah.
Should we leave it? The old growth
to grow on each other, like
that's how nature would do it, right?
Really, there's nobody there to do it. Like they would just keep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That was my question. I don't know if you got any responses from anyone.
I don't know. The YouTube has been crazy. Like if you've given me a message for the last month and a half, I got like over 50 messages in my comment section, comments on my videos,
Like,
all from like a month
late?
ago. Yeah, they were from a
Yeah,
month
I
ago.
know. I
I
noticed
got
that
them
too. Yep.
yesterday. Bob got over 500 comments, all within like all at the same time.
All of a sudden?
Yeah, all of a sudden,
that's
just
weird, dude.
500 comments that he has to approve now. He was like, "What the hell?" And it went back, over a month. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but they're definitely messing with our comment sections. And something happened to where we could now see
They've
all
been
these
doing that
comments, letting us see.
Oh yeah, I never thought about like how all of a sudden why do they do it like at that certain time? Yeah, that's a weird. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like what? It's like it's a program. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, whatever. But I've noticed this for a long time. But anyway, I was going to ask both of you because you guys were. I was watching your show on Tuesday, just recently, and I was wondering about this Winter Olympics, which I really don't care about that much because I don't watch it. But when you guys were talking about, it was Beijing, right? Is it Beijing?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't they stop doing it last? It was last time they stopped it because of the what? I'm not going to say the words because I don't care. You guys have been lucky with your channel, but I'm not going to say any words. But the thing, and so this is the first one. This is the first one since then, right? It wasn't the last one supposed to be in Japan?
Yeah, I think, what was it, 2018 was the last one. So yeah, before all this nonsense.
But then, because by the way, Josh was like every 4 years. No, not anymore. It's every 2 years because they hip hop them. Whatever you want to call it.
Well, the Winter Olympics is every 4, and the Summer Olympics is every 4. But there's a Olympic ceremony every 2.
But yeah, they because back in the day they used to do them every 4 at the same year. But what I'm asking is the last one was Japan that got canceled, or did they do it? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
They do that?
I've never been a big Olympic guy, so I'm not sure. I'll look it up real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
Well, anyway, my question is really is when you guys were both talking about how they were treating the quote unquote Olympians, right? And remember, Josh, you were like, because in China they're probably feeding them caviar. I'm just joking, right? Obviously, but and you guys are saying how they're treating everyone else like garbage, and I haven't looked into it, but you obviously did, right, Josh?
Well, no, I wouldn't say I went so far as to looking into it, rather than just having heard it in passing on my way to work to the few things I listen here on the radio. But I've heard that conditions were miserable,
I got you.
And the food was miserable, and the athletes were crying every day and just totally depressed and wanted to leave.
So it's saying that the Olympics
were
postponed in 2020 until 2021. But I can't say anything else about it after that. So they did postpone them.
That was the summer. Oh, that was the Summer Olympics. Yes, the summer. And now we're in the winter. Yeah. Okay, yeah. But that was Japan, and now we're back to Beijing. But I thought didn't they do it in Beijing like just a few years ago? Oh, well, Beijing is the capital of China, right?
They've done this is the second set of Olympics they've done in China recently. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I can't remember where the first ones were. Maybe it was also Beijing, but that doesn't seem right.
I will look it up.
Yeah, but I can't think of any other.
Yeah, I can't either off the top of my head.
What was it? Because it was definitely a China one very recently. Anyway, I was just wondering if there was like the same kind of, because I get it, like it's the winter, so the Winter Olympics can be a little bit different when it comes to, how big they make the, like those, because obviously when it's the summer, it's in a climate that is warmer, right? So then you have a lot more resources. So I'm just wondering if that's why that they're like kind of like all screwed because they're in the Winter Olympics. Because I'm not really much of a Winter Olympics kind of guy. I'm not any Olympics kind of guy, but I'm just saying, like, I've looked more into the Summer Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there, but it seems like they don't have any funding at all. You would, I mean, the rooms are teeny tiny cardboard boxes. There's no workout equipment for these Olympians to train while they're there and, you know, get exercise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a demilitarized zone.
Saying.
You have to show papers to go everywhere and do this and that. Yeah, that's crazy.
That sounds so crazy to me.
No hot food. They don't get hot meals while they're there.
Well, no, I think Josh said that there's like one hot meal, the same meal over and over again. Some kind of garbage.
Yeah,
you get like some
it's like jail.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it's hot.
It sounds like it's jail.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it does sound like prison. Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's the thing. I don't care. I just saw it on TV today, and you guys talked about it. And
so you think this is just China is the reason? Or do you think this is
no.
how the Olympics will just be from now on?
It's exactly what you said. It was like all eyes on the beginning of, that's what they do, you know, the beginning. So what do you call it? The opening ceremonies, right? Opening ceremonies. And then remember, Josh, you said, there's a lot more to this than I even see. And it's true. And it's a lot more to it than any of us see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ritual. You know what I'm saying?
And what if the Olympics are all just a show to get as many eyes watching the opening ceremony as possible? Everything else after that is just
exactly. Yeah, it's just,
put that spell out.
Nobody cares about.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just like the expos, the World Expos, you know.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's another one.
You know, all those world. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and they destroyed so many of them. Why did so many of those World's Fairs go up in fires? Seems really odd.
No, they didn't just burn them. They just, well, supposedly tore them down, not just burning, but yeah, that's what I've talked about a lot. It reminds me of, like, you know, the Iraq War and all these wars, and it's the Olympics and the wars and the expos. Is they do these things. I don't know. They do it for a show, like you said.
Yep, it's that.
And for some reason, there's some kind of spell on the masses. And nowadays, you know, like, there's so many people watching their TV at home, like you guys talked about. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
I don't even remember what the hell I was going to say. But no, you're right. There is a lot of people at home. Else. You go right ahead. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was listening to the Glowbusters. I think it was with Zach and sunglasses, right? Sunglasses.
Oh yeah.
Remember? Do you remember that? Dude, I wear sunglasses all day, every day, because I lived in Florida, and the sun was in my eyes like every day, right? And I was telling my girlfriend about this because it's true that, dude, like, because I got sunburned really, really bad one time. It actually brought me to YouTube. I got sunburned, and it made me look into certain things. It wasn't just that, but I told her about how sunglasses are bad for you, and she's like, "You're telling me about so many different things that are so bad for you that you used to do." I'm like, I know, it's crazy. I used to think that, you know, sunglasses were okay. And it's like, dude, that's the thing about it. Like, where we've been lied to so much about all these things, and it's so weird for other people, like my own girlfriend, to like take that. You know what I mean? And Josh, I'm sure you know how that feels.
Oh, yes.
Your own wife is like, wait, you know?
Yeah, not just my wife, but just really kind of anybody who hasn't even thought about waking up. And you introduce them to a thought process that has never even entered their brains. And pretty soon it's just like training your brain. And pretty soon you start thinking about things and all sorts of things using that same sort of discernment and thinking, well, geez, does this really jive, or is this just words? Just words that I've been told and I've accepted as truth, even though I've never had any proof that the opposite stares me in the face every day. The government is here to help, things like that. But we know that's not the truth. We know they're just there to collect money by way of force.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, how when people see you change and see, like, I mean, dude, like, seriously, sunglasses are there. I mean, I wear them, but you need sunlight in your eyes because of the what's it called, the with your sleep habits, even too. Like it disturbs your sleep habits because. Well, no, yeah, the melanin too, but what's it called? It's a
the circadian rhythm.
Oh, yes, circadian. Thank you. Yes, the circadian rhythm. It makes you know that it's dark, it's nighttime, that's time to sleep. So then you sleep better, right? But if you're wearing sunglasses during the day, that's why I used to fall asleep like driving. I mean, I didn't fall asleep really, but I try to keep myself awake. And then I realized, I'm like, wait a second, these sunglasses are making me fall asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a liquid in our eyes. When sunlight hits it, it warms it up. And then it tells your body, hey, you need melanin in your skin. It tells your skin to produce more melanin.
You don't get sunburn.
So you don't get sunburn. Yeah. Now I see someone in chat saying how sunglasses are needed. You know, if sunglasses... we would be born with sunglasses if sunglasses were needed. You know, people stare at the sun. It's called sun gazing. Yeah, you can't go out and just do it in the middle of the day first time, but you can work your eyes up to it. People sun gaze in the morning and in the afternoon, and it helps.
Yes. Only when it's down in the... That guy, Have No Sphere, I think his name is... Or no, not Have No Sphere. What's his name?
Don't sphere the truth?
What was the guy that talked about... Yes, thank you, yeah. And he was talking about you don't look directly ever. Don't do that, okay? Don't ever directly look... Anyone out there in the world, don't ever directly look at the sun. But you can look around it. You can look away from it and let the sunlight go into your eyes naturally while it's either rising or setting. And don't do it while it's directly above you, ever. You definitely have to put that, explainer out there, whatever you call that. What's it called? Disclaimer.
And there's people who can stare at the sun in midday, but you have to work up to that. You don't just go and grab 500 pounds and try to bench press it, right? No, you work up to it. You start off low and build up to that. So people watch it during the morning and the afternoon, and then, over time, as your eyes get accustomed to it, you can start watching it as it's higher in the day. But it takes time to do that.
I get you, but think about this. I just thought about watching the sun rise. It might be a good thing, and then you go out and you go into your pasture and you go out into your garden and you start gardening. You start raising your animals, right? And then at the end of the day, when it goes away from you, I call it on departure. It departs. It goes away from your eyes on the level realm, on the level plane, right? And it goes away, and you go like this. You sit back and you go, I did a good job today. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I'm just saying. I wouldn't look at it when it's directly above, because when it's directly above, it's very close to you, and it's very. There's not much filter. There's not much filter.
I mean, it
It's not.
takes years to be able to do that. I mean, I did it when I was young on long car rides. I'd
Did
close
you
my right
really
eye.
stare at the sun?
I would stare at the sun and it would start changing colors. And I told my optometrist this. I was like, yeah, it turned yellow and then it turned green and then blue and it was going through all these. He's like, yeah, that
Oh,
was,
Zach.
yeah, he told me it was my
Oh
lens
man.
melting. I was melting the lens of my eye. And what it actually did, because my left eye, my right eye is like 20/40 maybe, but my left eye is like 22/75. But it's really neat because with my
Still?
left eye, yeah, well, it's getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
But my left eye, I can see like a magnifying glass. He said it melted the lens instead of being convex, it made it concave.
Bro.
So yeah,
I
my
have
left eye
both
is like a
eyes
magnifying.
different.
Yeah, my right eye I can't see up close,
I
like all the little tiny lines in my hand. I can't see, but far away I could see good. But my left eye, I could almost see like every individual cell in my left hand, or with my
dude,
left
that's
eye.
called what's it called? What's that called again? It's called I'm the same way. My grandfather what's that?
I just said it's my superpower.
You have two different eyes. No, it's a thing, dude. I had the same thing, and my grandfather had the same thing where both of our eyes were different. There were one was nearsighted, one was farsighted. But also, I think like we were saying, because that's why we close one eye to look at something, and we close one eye to look at something else. What is it called? There's a word for it. I don't know. I'm sure somebody in the chat will figure it out. But so that's why we're one contact. We're one contact. I got LASIK.
I know what you're talking about when you have like a blue eye and a left eye or a brown eye.
No. You have a,
when your eyes are different.
Yeah, they're one is long distance and one is short distance. Short sighted and long sighted. I don't know what it's called. I'm not an optometrist, but I got LASIK surgery. Bro, I got LASIK surgery though, and now I'm back to I got it 20 years ago, and I'm back to being the same way I was. It's almost like the creator was like, "Oh yeah, you let a computer laser do that to you, and then now you're back to where you were. Now I'm back to where I was." You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing how our bodies. Maybe there's a reason that your eye is. Maybe that's not a default. Maybe that's an advancement.
Yeah, I do. Well, I agree because like one eye I can see. I don't know. It's hard to explain because I know what you're saying, like where I think Yah made us the way we should be. But now I'm just having to wear glasses again, or I don't know, But you have better. I have a feeling you have better sunlight, not sunlight, but visual. Do you have what's your best? Like 2020? You don't have 2020, right?
No, 20/40 in my right eye. It's right around there, and then my left eye is the one. But now, if I was looking at something super teeny tiny, it would be. Yeah, I can see it with my left eye, but my right eye, it'd just be all blurry. So it's really about perspective and point of view, how well I see.
Yeah, so you close one eye. So you can close one eye and read a tiny, on a page, like reading the Bible, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I don't use my left eye when I'm looking at anything small.
Yeah, see,
when I'm outside, I usually close my left eye. When I'm looking around, so if it's bright out, my left eye will close automatic. It's weird.
Oh yeah, see, but you're good at doing it, and you're comfortable doing it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't change anything. I love the way my eyes are. I love being able to see both far away and up close and real short.
Well, I'll be damned if that's not going to be the end of the first half of the second half of the show. That's a commercial break. There it is. I knew the music was coming eventually.
There it is.
There it is. Stick around. We got more coming up right after this brief set of messages. for the fourth and final segment of the Ironworks. Stick around. We'll be right back.
How can I say that I can do something and then go out and do it? To the people that are watching in your life right now, think about this. There's something that you want to do. There is something that you have told yourself, man, 2 years ago I should have started it. Yeah, yesterday I should have started it. Man, tomorrow I'm going to start. But you're afraid. You're doubting yourself every minute you get. Think about it. You have the ability to do it. Just say you can. Understand that there are people in your lives that are waiting on you to flourish, waiting on you to accomplish, waiting on you to go to the next level, waiting on you to achieve all of your dreams, to succeed in a way that you have imagined yourself achieving for so long. Understand that. And then tell yourself that you can do it. Tell yourself that you can do it.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
For 5,000 years, the world was ruled with wooden ships by one man. 242 years ago, a small group of free men crafted a new nation built on liberty and freedom. Global elites have been fighting to destroy this new nation called America ever since. Based on actual events, Charm of Favor tells a true story of how they corrupted the election system. They infiltrated federal agencies and murdered witnesses, judges, and even presidents to keep from being caught. Now, the largest and wealthiest crime syndicate the world has ever known has been drawn out of the shadows. They have killed hundreds of Americans and recently attempted to assassinate half our congressmen. Still, they escape arrest through an almost supernatural charm of favor. Read Charm of Favor and be prepared to open your eyes to what may lie just around the corner. Charm of Favor is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks kicking off right now. We are joined by Scott Level Realm, hanging out with us on the phone. Just
can you check the Ironworks chat real quick, Josh, please?
For sure.
Thank you so much.
I gotcha.
Yes, Scott Level Realm. So what's been up lately, man? How are you excited about getting the garden going here? Scott, are you muted? Did we lose Scott?
I show him still here. I have him unmuted.
He may have stepped
Hello.
away.
There he is. He's just not used to me being on the ball. We hear you, Scott.
No, I have headphones and my phone, and I muted both of them. But anyway, yeah, Zach, yes, I could talk about gardening forever. I actually, I mean, Josh, you're good with us talking about gardening, right?
I'll let it slide.
But Zach, yeah. So our frost date is like way different than yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yours is more like
yours,
maybe April, something like that.
Yeah, dude. No, it's May, bro. It's May. But listen, dude, I got 1,000 watt. Let me tell you, both of you, because you're both growers and different levels. Like I got 1,000 watt bulb. I mean, 1,000 watt high pressure sodium. But also, we're doing microgreens.
Oh, nice.
And dude, our lettuces are crushing our tatsoi. I got tatsoi, bok choy, and lettuces, like 4 seasons. They're called 4 seasons lettuces, and they're crushing like for real, dude. And you know how expensive a high HPS is, right? Everyone knows it's $50 a month. Okay, but I got a bunch of microgreen. What is it? 12 different levels. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to sell microgreens.
Dude, you could if you can find a market that isn't oversaturated in microgreens. Dude, $20 a pound, and that was 5 years ago. You could get away with $20 a pound.
Yes, bro.
Those things are good for. That's a market that you can find a good market for that. Man, you can
yes,
really
because
really
listen, bro. You don't know this because, whatever, but like my girlfriend works at a restaurant. It's the biggest restaurant in this little town, and they're doing the market, like they're doing the market garden because it's so cold here. Because it's like we're on a mountain, right? So they're doing it indoors now until the spring. So we're gonna start selling because we're doing indoor marketing, indoor gardening, because you can't grow up here. It actually just it rained and all the snow's gone, but you can't grow outdoors here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not this time of year.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're doing indoor. And we're doing indoor market, like the farmers market. So the local farmers market is going indoors into my band, and it's crazy. It's hard to explain, like how cool it is, like how I joined the band with the guy that owns the restaurant, and we're doing the market gardening. So everyone's happy. All the girls are happy. All the guys are happy. All the guys are playing music, and all the girls are like gardening. You know what I'm saying? It's just an awesome community. Remember, I told you guys I moved to the mountains, a year and a half ago, or not even half ago, but it's amazing what God does. God does it for us. But
for those that don't know what he's talking about, real quick, Scott, microgreens. It's just It's babies.
Yes.
You plant a bunch of seeds in a small area, and you just let them grow till they're sprouts. You can actually do this without dirt. I actually have a thing. It's in my bug out bag.
Peat moss.
You just take a mason
Peat
jar.
moss.
Well, not even that. You can take a mason jar, put a
you're
tablespoon
doing
of
like
seeds
alfalfa
in it.
sprouts.
Yeah, stuff like that. Alpha. There's a bunch of different ones you can do there. But you can grow sprouts overnight that are like 5 inches long.
Yeah. Yeah, but dude, we're just like, this is our first time doing this, dude. And we research it and everything like that. And there's a lot to it. It's not a lot to it, but it's very simple though. I mean, I would love to get into it. You know what we should do? We should do a Microgreens show. But anyway, yeah, we're doing it, and we're gonna start promoting it and really because they're very nutritious. If you go ahead, Zach, you know how they're nutritious.
Oh yeah, that's why they're so expensive. It's one of the best things you can eat.
Yep.
Yeah, they are
the most
amazing. If you don't know about them, look into It's like going out and eating the stuff in your yard, pretty much.
Yeah.
Same thing.
By
the way, I'm gonna grow. Did you? Yeah, you saw my video yesterday. I'm gonna grow a sorrel plant, wood sorrel, a wild plant. I want to see how big and healthy I can get this thing. Because if we can make wood sorrel plants huge, with lots of, why not? We can do it with every other type of plant. And these things, like dandelion plants, you know how much nutrition is in all these wild edible plants?
Yes, bro. So I'll tell you, Zach, for real, like when I first saw you talking about this book that you had, right? Remember that book, that giant, it was a big book about all the wild plants, and you went through it for like 2 hours or an hour or whatever, right?
Yeah, I did quite a few of those. I was doing like an hour show at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. And my mom, for Christmas, she gave me this awesome book, like the same kind of book that you had. And dude, to me, that is so important, dude. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know, people think it's crazy, but it's so important to have in a book that you can tangibly hold in your hand and that you can like refer to and then go out there in that world that you live in.
Yeah, that's real power.
To me, it's so important, dude.
That is real power. Knowing that you can walk out.
That's what we need to be doing, dude.
Survive. This is how I think we were supposed to live in the first place.
Yes, that's how we all lived.
Yeah, we're not meant to build these domiciles and this and that. It's great for when there's bad weather, when it gets cold and this and that. But are we supposed to live this way? Do so many people get sick in the north and the south because they're too far away from the sun? Do we really?
I thought about that too. Yep.
Yeah, just like a plant. A plant from the north doesn't grow in the wintertime. It can't. It loses. Plants look sick in the winter. Trees look sick. They lose all their leaves. They don't look, they look like they're dead. Does that happen?
Zach, you know what's crazy, dude? You know what's crazy is like, remember you were like breaking open those seed pods on your land that were just from what? That was from last season, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I got here on my property a year ago, it was all dead. But I kept finding all these seed pods and all these things, and we saved all of them. They were all like there was all this stuff that was just neglected, but God made them keep living on that land, on that soil. And I was like so surprised. We just kept collecting all these seeds from the pods and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you said, like it's so different.
You can
it's
take
so
that
different from like
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just getting excited. I love when people talk passionately about this kind of stuff.
No, because that's what I turned that whole garden. I broke it all down, but I saved all. That's what I did. That's what we did. We saved all the stuff that was there. There was okra. There was tons of okra, and there was tons of whatever the guy that before me grew. And he also left recipes, or not recipes, but like his little gardening techniques, like little he
Journal
wrote on like paper and stuff.
Man, see, I need to start doing that. I really need to start doing that. I've been saying it for years that keeping a garden journal is so important. And the reason I wanted to do it was because certain plants in certain years overproduce, and they don't all do it at the same time. But like the oak trees, all around the world, every 7, 6, 8 years, something like that. It varies a little bit.
Yes.
But it's always all of them that same year will produce like 7 times as many acorns. Now, how do trees that are not connected in any way, crossing huge, vast amounts of water, not connected, know that the trees on the other side of the plain are overproducing this year?
Because of nature. And David M. David M. knows about this stuff.
Yeah, that's intent.
That guy,
Somebody's intent this to happen. That's not happenstance. It's not an accident. It's not evolution.
It's not happenstance.
That's the creator willing it.
No. It is. No, and that's the thing though, is David M., the guy you guys are gonna have on tomorrow. I love the fact because he knows. I talked to him about this, and he knows about like every 6 years you let your soil rest and all that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that has been written down, and permaculture and all that kind of stuff. That is important. That's what we need to do. Like that's why I talk to you guys because because like we need to learn the reality of this world that we live on. It does, it's like the arguing about the nonsense. No. We need to learn the lost ways. My mom gave me this book, The Lost Ways. And why are they lost, right? They're not lost they're lost for a reason, but they're not lost though. See, that's the thing. People say, oh, we don't know.
They're just being hidden very well, When all these things,
hidden.
Like you said, you found this book that someone wrote. I bet everything in there is 100% accurate. But if you go to the bookstore, you can buy 100 books on a subject that will all say different things, and probably 90% of it is bullshit.
Exactly.
Because somebody wrote it to make money. Yeah, they wrote it to make money. And that's it. They'll throw whatever in. Hey, look, I read this in this book. They never tried it. This book that you found, somebody that was actually practicing the art, and these are their notes.
Yeah, bro.
That book is worth more than any book you're going to go buy in a store on gardening, probably. That's awesome, man.
Yes.
You need to make copies.
I know. Dude, it's like a Bible, though, bro. It's thicker than a Bible.
That's all. Dude, you could probably sell
my mom.
There. You probably have $1 million book that someone else wrote for you.
No, okay. Yeah, possible. No. See, that's the thing. See, I told my mom about you, and then she sent me that book because she found it. Wait, where is it? Oh, man. Oh, here it is. The Encyclopedia of Country Living. That's one book.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this one?
I love that
one. Hold on, Zach. Dude, listen. My Nicole Aplian, she's a PhD. The Forager's Guide to Wild Foods. That's what my mom gave me. The Forager's Guide to Wild Foods. Edible plants, lichens, mushrooms, and seaweeds. Yeah, dude, this book right here, priceless.
I need to learn my mushrooms.
Sorry.
As much as I don't love mushrooms.
I don't either, bro. But I've learned.
They're good for you, and they grow everywhere. I mean, you can find mushrooms in the middle of winter some places.
Bro, I don't like mushrooms either like you. I'm very picky with my food. But I've been eating mushrooms lately because my girlfriend loves them. She loves them. She loves how I like, she's like, you eat mushrooms now. I'm like, I know.
I will say the morels, when they come around, I'm going to do some morel hunting this spring.
Oh, morels. Yeah, morel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, my friend told me they're expensive. They're
over $20 a pound.
Morels.
Usually $22. I've seen them as high as 28, 30. I think 35 was the highest I saw it, but that was like somebody in a Chicagoland area selling them.
Yeah, you see him. Yeah, my friend in Indiana. Wait, no, where does he live? In Illinois. He lives south of. Yeah, he goes morel hunting, morel, whatever you call him. He goes morel hunting. I'm like, what does that even mean? Yeah, like you just said, it's like freaking what are the other ones? Truffles.
Yeah, I've never seen a truffle. I heard they grow like under the ground even. The truffles, they'll take pigs.
Yeah,
that can smell them out.
Yep, pigs dig for them. Yep. I'm not a fan.
Fungi is really, I think the biggest living organism, they say, is a fungi.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, remember, dude,
miles and miles, all living underneath the soil.
That was a X-Files episode, and Mulder and Scully, I think, got trapped underground. This gigantic fungus organism was like attacking people.
Wasn't it hallucinogenic too?
Yep. It lulled you into a sleep by basically making you hallucinate things that weren't really happening while it had its way with you. Yeah, that's right. Probably a big alien fungus species. But I think it's one of the main reasons that living soil is living. It's those beneficial microbes and funguses, that mycorrhizae fungus that gets around those roots and allows us an extension to the roots. It allows to directly uptake from that mycorrhizae into the roots to feed the plant. It's an amazing, amazing thing. It's why I'm sure we probably benefit from mushrooms and funguses in so many ways. Yeah, go ahead, Scott. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. Remember, I taught you guys a year ago when I got a bunch of mushroom compost. It was compost from mushrooms, and I made my garden, and my garden was freaking amazing because I mixed it with, like I talked to you, both of you, and LC. LC was like, yes. Mushroom compost is very good for you. That was my best. And I love that part because I was talking to all y'all, and mainly I was just rambling with you guys, and then LC was like, "Yes, mushroom compost is good for your soil," and I said, "I got a bunch of it," and Zach was like, "Yeah, you can get some lime and get some red dirt." And I'm like, "Oh, I bought a bunch of red dirt." I'm literally quoting. And dude, our garden was awesome. And dude, I've heard that a lot of people didn't have good gardens. It was my first garden ever in my whole entire life. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, shout out to both of y'all.
No, much
I'm just saying y'all's now.
That's all right.
Yeah, you guys really.
Y'all's is good. It was Yun's.
And now we're on Microgreens.
And that's awesome. Microgreens are awesome. I'm so glad that people are just putting this to use. Look, not only can you use it to fill your belly, but you can take advantage and you can fill your pocketbook as well. You can fill your pockets, fill your wallets, fill your purses.
Well, maybe
not fill them, but you can make them a little heavier, make a small addition, hopefully every once in a while.
Yeah, it all depends on how hard you want to work. You know, I see people doing market gardens, their yards in the suburbs.
Yeah,
front yard, backyard, and they're pulling in over $120,000 a year on less than a quarter acre of garden space. So if you
Yep,
have a
yep,
market,
yep.
especially for the microgreens, that's where the big money is. But yeah, if you want to work hard and love being outside and all that stuff, you can make over $100,000 a year on a quarter acre of land. It's not easy. It's hard
Well,
work. It
that's
takes some to
no.
pick it up. You need a walk-in freezer. There's a cleaning station. It's not just throwing seeds in the ground, market gardening. There's more to it than that. It takes a little bit of startup. But if you can
It's
afford
way
the
more
stuff,
than that. But it's just time and effort and wanting to do it and the love for it, though. Like, the intent.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, though. When you like Zach, dude, you're spot on with the intent, man. The intent and the love and the intent. I mean, I'm going to keep saying it. Love and intent.
Love and intent. Scott, we got only a couple minutes here, so I'm going to let you go, and we will maybe catch up with you again in the very near future. But thanks for calling in. Thanks for hanging out. It's such a good conversation. And thanks for sharing your love of the garden.
Peace, guys.
Love you, Scott. Thanks, brother.
Love the intent. Peace. Later, guys.
Later. Thanks so much. Yeah, we're getting real close here. Just another 3 minutes or so. And I think we're going to have to wrap her up. Make sure you know what? He is still live. There is a debut going on right now. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys need to head over there and catch it before it goes away. For the very fourth time, the NASA Comedy Hour over there on Jaron Ism's channel. Go check him out. He is still live, and I suspect he'll be going live after we go off the air. So make sure you head on over and say howdy to Jaron, hang out with him for a little bit, and enjoy the comedy gold that is NASA.
Maverick must be having a rough night. I've been seeing Jaron up later and later and later doing live streams and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's what it's like having an infant. They decide when you sleep and when you live stream. You don't get to make those choices. So yeah, shout out to Jaron and all the stuff he's doing over there.
Definitely. Then make sure you come back here. If you enjoyed today's conversation, this morning's conversation, come back here in about 10 hours, and we're going to kind of pick this up and run with it with David M. And I've got some really great questions. There's so many things I want to hear him talk about and hear him share with us. So many great tips, tricks, hacks, and just all around good advice. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I was up late last night trying to piece together some sort of interesting thumbnail for this morning and this evening shows. Yeah, I found some stuff that I thought was pretty good. Good stuff.
I can't wait to see.
Shout out to Walter, who is hopefully sleeping and getting better.
I hope you're feeling better, man.
He was feeling well enough to hang out on Wednesday, and he was still only 50%. And managed to get up to 50% and felt amazing enough to come hang out. So hopefully he's just resting and getting better, trying to reach that top peak performance that is Walt Johnson.
Walter. That wasn't a bad one.
No, that was a really good one.
Yeah, I love when Scott calls in. Usually always goes to gardening. So yeah, that's right up my alley. Really all of our alley now. We got to get Walter a plant. Walter needs to grow a plant.
He really does. I remember just not too long ago having my mind blown at the idea that nature would be smart enough to know that if a deer were to come along and just nibble off the top of one of these little cannabis plants, that cannabis plant is going to know to take that one single top and split. And now it's two. And you just doubled the top of the plant. I remember just how that was like mind-boggling to me. And downstairs, I did flash a picture earlier of my garden. The 3 plants I have, 5 plants I have flowering now, 3 younger ones and the 2 mature ones that are ready to come down here any day now. And it just boggles my mind because they're all nice and trained and topped and pretty. And it just wasn't very long ago Zach was here blowing my mind with the idea that plants know how to top. Look at that. Love you guys. See you right back here this evening or back here on Tuesday morning for another exciting episode of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFR Live. You guys be good, be well. We love you. Bye-bye.